So, ladies and gentlemen, revelations regarding Shukra, Venus. Hey, before we start on this amazing video, please make sure to check out my online astrology school, Vedic Astrology Academy, where you'll find my new Navamsha article, which will be updated periodically. You'll also find all my courses, my KRS vlogs, which are uncensored vlogs, and I just made a video on, pending karma and prarabdha karma, on KRS vlogs. And all of these things will help me accumulate the budget for my third movie, Walking with Saturn, which I've already made 2 movies in astrology, Interview of Rahu and Meeting Ketu. And I know you all liked it. So for the third one, it's going to require a significant amount of budget due to its, special effects, prosthetics, all of that. And by end of this video, I'm going to discuss something special about Meeting with Saturn. So anyway, let's get back to our regular programming with the amazing hot host. And it took me a while to really wanting to talk about this particular, you can say technique, you can say understanding of Venus. And I'm making this because, I made the video on talking about Saravan Nakshatra and regarding the story of how Shukracharya tried to stop Vamana avatar in the, background story of Saravan Nakshatra, how Vamana avatar, which is Vishnu, reincarnation of Vishnu, tried to take land from Bali, and then Shukracharya was the guru of Bali and tried to stop him, tried to advise him that, hey, don't give him the land. He's going to take everything that you own. Okay. And in doing so, when he tried to stop, being in that pot of ceremony, try to stop the water from coming out, Vamana avatar poked the eye of Shukra when he tried to get the water out. So that's something that I've explained why, Venus deals with this one-eye blindness. But then, this was about a couple of months ago. I was here at my cabin, and one thing I'll tell you, you want to understand astrology, you want to learn Jyotish, go as far away as possible from the world. Go into such wilderness where the next, gas station or grocery store is like 15 miles away. That's when you start understanding through the help of the nature spirits. See, whatever you see here, there's nature spirits. We have ghosts and spirits all around us, but there's something called nature spirits. And they know who you are. They know what you're thinking. They know what your goals are. They know what you're asking. And they actually try to help you. So when I was here, I was watching, just on my laptop, this movie Dark Knight, with Joker, directed by Christopher Nolan. And there's this scene in the movie where Joker, is videotaping this wannabe vigilante Batman, this guy in his costume, and he says this dialogue, "Look at me." And he goes, "Look at me." So, okay, I watched it, fine, whatever. It's just a scene. Well, in my dreams, okay, the next time I was here, I dreamt of that particular scene. And this voice was saying, "Look at me." And it says, "Look at me." And I'm like trying not to look because I'm kind of like frightened. When I look at it, it's Joker, but it's not. It's so, I even forgot that particular face. You know how dreams just, the moment you wake up, sometimes you just forget everything. And that's how what had happened. But it said, "Look at me." And once I look, it kind of like sits back, rolls its left eye up, completely white, while the other's looking at me. Kind of like if you watch that movie, Christmas Carol, this animation of Jim Carrey. There's this ghost that visits you know, what's his name? Oh boy, Scrooge. Visit Scrooge. And how that guy eye rolls up in that movie, that's exactly how it was. So, and that was the dream. So I started to think, why? Why? Yes, I know. Shukra has one eye up. Why? 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 Then eventually just sitting, smoking a cigar and looking at those misty mountains, misty hills, it just hit me like a sledgehammer. And the way it hit me is that I didn't just look at Venus, Shukra, or any other planet as a planet. I looked at it as an actual being in a human form. So what I did, in whatever brain calculations, I put Shukra as an individual in the birth chart. Meaning I put Venus in the first house. Okay? And that's when the picture came to me. Because here's the thing. Shukra, Venus, is much more of a powerful guru than even Jupiter. Much more powerful. Okay? What Shukra can teach you and give you in terms of knowledge of this universe, knowledge of the other universes, and Shukra will give you with these. Jupiter may actually torment you to give you something. But you got to understand, when the eye was poked off Shukra, you got to understand, Shukracharya was trying to protect King Bali from him losing its material wealth, material kingdom, material status as a king. But one thing that Shukra just didn't kind of contemplate on is that there's a bigger plan. Sometimes losing everything can be a way to getting much more. And when the left eye went up in the dream, I knew it was the left eye of Shukra that got poked. I haven't read anywhere which eye of Shukra was poked. People just say it's the eye of Shukra was poked. So when you put Venus in the first house, second from Venus is what? The sign of Taurus. 12th from Venus is the sign of Venus. It's the sign of Pisces, where Venus is exalted. But if you ask a common person in India about Venus, tell me about Venus, like in astrology and Jyotish, which only probably a small group will know, because most people in India, they don't really believe in astrology, especially the young generation. Even though, funny enough, since the last year, since the pandemic happened, I have more people in their teens and 20s following me. However, if you ask them, they will tell you Venus is wealth, spouse, marriage, women, beauty, cinema, cosmetics, fragrances, gems, jewelry, material wealth, everything which the second house of Taurus represents. But when was the last time a common person will say Venus is a guru, Venus is a Daitya guru? It can reward you for your penance very quickly. Nobody even probably knows what Daitya guru is. Why? Because the left eye became blind, which means the right eye is the second house. Left eye is the 12th house, which means we become ignorant of the 12th from Venus, but we always will only run after the second house from Venus, which will not give us anything, which will not give us the lessons that we need to learn, wisdom we need to learn until a long time. And this is why people forget that 12th house exaltation of Venus, where they will say, oh no, Venus is a guru and we prayed as a guru. because it went blind. So everybody's left eye went blind towards Venus. And once you recognize that, Venus is devotion, Venus is linked to the astral world because it's exalted in the 12th house. It is the one that can take you to the other side. It can take your Kundalini to the other side. But the thing is, wherever Venus is placed, 12th from itself, you'll become ignorant, you'll become blind to it. So Venus is in the 10th house, you'll become blind and ignorant related to the father, gurus, teachers. But second from Venus, if it's in the 10th house, you'll be all about gains, hopes, wishes, desires, committee, activism, wanting to be in a group setting and wanting to kind of create revolution through it. But the most important part, for Venus in the 10th house, which was to actually pay attention to the 9th house. It ignores it. It becomes blind to the true essence of the 9th house. It'll only probably see the bad things related to the 9th house, or just the material things related to the 9th house, because that's all it knows. So you will see from second from Venus, you'll always be focusing on and striving for. 12th from Venus is what you will become blind to. You'll become ignorant to. But if you start your devotion 12th from Venus, you will see how you actually gain the most amount of knowledge, the most amount of wisdom in life. And I'm telling you, I would not have understood Venus and Shukra in this manner if I was not here. I think if I was just in a regular home, in a regular neighborhood, I would still be looking at Venus and its aspects and planets around it. Yeah, that is still very, very great. I mean, it takes a long time to even just to understand what Venus is doing in its house and aspects. It takes a long time. And of course, I'm still ignorant to that. I'm probably missing a lot of things. But I've understood that when you are in nature, you effing learn. You effing learn whatever it is that you want to learn. You're a mathematician. Being here, you will learn mathematics like you never have thought of it before. So when you look at any planet, know what that planet is. For example, in Saravali, in the beginning chapter, when it's talking about planets, the book Saravali, it says Saturn's Drishti sight is the brightest and the hottest. Sun, especially the 7th house from itself, becomes the brightest thing that you will always try to, focus on. Will try to go towards. Now, I said the same thing about Venus, but Venus, when it comes to the Venusian things, you will go towards those things. You will look at it from the Venusian standpoint. But Sun is the soul, right? The true, sthir atmakaka, meaning the still soul significator. And Sun is naturally, your atmakarka and Sun are surrounded by such chaos, such, you can say, dirt that you have to clean it out. But its sight becomes the most powerful on the 7th from itself. So start thinking like this. You start thinking like this. You start looking at astrology like this. You'll start understanding everything. Okay. So anyway, guys, I hope this has helped. And remember, my Navamsha article is on my Maga Vedic Astrology Academy. And you getting any article, my KRS vlogs, we actually just made a video on Prarabdha Karma, the pending karma, Prarabdha Karma, which is the Pandora box. I said in there. If you just get that, this way I can actually accumulate funds to make the movie walking with Saturn. And let me tell you, should I tell you here? Yes. I was sitting here again. I was sitting here in my cabin, and actually, I was sitting back there in the backside of the cabin. I got the first scene of the movie, and from that, I got the entire movie. Do you want to know what the opening scene will be for Walking with Saturn? It's me, and it's amazing. I'm talking about Shukra. It's me all bruised and bloodied. And one eye is like being punched, so it's swollen. And my hands are tied behind a chair with a silver rope. Hopefully you're getting some clues here. It's tied behind my back with a silver rope. And it's kind of like, you know, those little small floodlight is on my face. And that's the very first scene of the movie. That's probably going to be the very first scene of the trailer. And from there, I got the whole thing. But again, I don't want to, you know, make this movie half-assed, because this is going to require prosthetics, in-person special effects. So I don't want to go cheap and just quickly make it. I'm going to give myself 1 year to accumulate huge budget if I can to make this. Because if I don't, then of course I'm going to have to wash down the entire script to make it like, you know, like my very first movie, Interview with Rahu. So remember, it's because of Maga Vedic Academy I was able to even film meeting Ketu. Okay? So guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.